everybody. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're going to catch us in just a couple minutes in real time or if you have circled back to watch the replay. It is CST Chats with Margarita Krassa, and I'm here to help facilitate. And just thank you for your time and attention, kind of as we've unfolded this project to help get thoughts and ideas out and organized. So that we can better explain craniosacral therapy to you all, but also to a wider audience moving forward. Just a couple of things I want to remind you about. Mom's schedule is generally, she offers appointments on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but she also has Fridays and Saturdays available this month in June. And taking a look at the calendar, you can book appointments with her on the 14th and the 15th, and also on the 28th and the 29th. Craniosacral therapy is a great idea for dad if you're still struggling for a Father's Day gift. And if you have any questions about that, just give mom a call. I'll make sure that her contact information is in the comments section. The other thing is we are getting to the end of the promotional price for the Aroma Touch Technique session. Again, that's a really powerful therapeutic experience and combines pure essential oils with some body work that, to me, it just creates a beautiful like reset, refresh. Mom is offering Aroma Touch Technique sessions for $15 off the standard price. And so I'm going to encourage you to get in on that before the price adjusts back. That's it for me, at least for introduction. Mom is going to unfold information about somatoemotional releases that can be a part of your craniosacral therapy experience. So I'm going to hush. I'm going to turn off my camera so that I can focus on some of the tech aspects as she lays out this awesome information for all of us to review and consider. Take it away, Mom.
Hi, everyone. Good to be back. So today we're going to cover another aspect of craniosacral therapy. It is very much a whole body therapy, so that does include our internal processes, not just physically, but also emotionally. So I'm going to start with discussing what an energy cyst. So an energy cyst is not a physical cyst. It's not a tumor. It's not something that your doctor would say, hey, you have this obstruction in your body. It is energetic. And what that means is the definition of an energy cyst is disorganized energy. Okay, so that's what an energy cyst is. It's disorganized energy that can live in the body, and it can reduce the efficiency of tissues. It can cause pain, numbness, limited range of motion. It can cause visceral dysfunctions, and among other difficulties. So it is important, as I do an evaluation, I use a technique called arcing to find energy cysts. And what can be done after they're found is they are treated. So there are several ways to do that. One of them we've talked about in the past concerning releases. I use the word release a lot because that's what it's called. The restrictions or blockages of energy flow are released and can now flow and move as they should in a healthy body, for a healthy body to function physiologically. So one of the techniques also that we use is fascial glide. So I do actually connect with, if I find an energy cyst, I do check the fascia in that area. And fascia is a three-dimensional structure that is one piece from head to toe in the body, but it encompasses everything. And when I say encompass, I do mean it covers it like a coat. There is a fascial structure, tissue around everything cell from the cell outward. Cells, groups of cells, organs, any structure in the body has a layer of fascia over it, but from head to toe, it is one structure. If we find an energy cyst, sometimes it's because of a fascial restriction or blockage, which means that tissue is not moving how it should. And I can connect with that tissue energetically and release it. Make sure that the glide, because there always be movement in tissue, that glide is moving in the way that it should properly. Now, Jenny mentioned in the opening, somatoemotional release, and that is another aspect of craniosacral therapy that can be done. And I have done it with many clients successfully. It is done with the client's permission. So this is not something that is willy-nilly. It is talked about beforehand, and there is permission given to do this work. So somato, the word somato means body. So what can happen is we can have unresolved trauma stored in our soft tissues. And that can be emotions, it can be memories, it can be sensations that are stuck in tissue, and trauma can be, again, also physical, it could be emotional, it could be even mental. If you were told growing up all your life that you are not worth much at all, that becomes a mental trauma. And it is stored in the body. So what happens after we get permission to do somatoemotional release is we are doing the checking for the energy cysts, arcing, using that arcing technique, and then we do some either direct form of energy for the release, or we do a technique called the significance detector. And what we're looking for is, and this actually does happen, because remember, we are always in communication with the body. The body does have its own intelligence. In every cell, there's intelligence. And what can happen is when it is now prepared and the agreement has been made to do this work, the body actually will abruptly stop the cranial sacral rhythm on its own when we reach a particular area of the body, or when we're doing the work to release the energy cysts. The significance detector will show up. And what it will do is, what it is the actual rhythm of your cranial sacral, your flexion extension, right? A flexion extension, it stops. And that is your body saying there's something stuck here. There's something significant here that needs to be addressed. And again, that can bring up for the client an emotion. Sometimes it brings up a memory or sensation, and then we can use therapeutic imagery and dialogue to dig out what this memory, sensation, or emotion is connected to allow the client to release or to be freed from that being stuck in the body. And again, these even emotions that are stuck in the body can cause restrictions and blockages in a variety of tissues and in the cranial sacral system. So we do want that to work efficiently so that everybody is getting, everybody meaning all of the tissue, all of the cells are communicating and everybody's doing their job to keep the body healthy and well and being functional in a way that's at its peak efficiency. So that is what I am here to talk to you today about. And anyway, we're going to go ahead and re-invite Jenny into the conversation in case she does have any questions that she would like to
Oh, you know
ask.
I do. You know I do. So I think that there could be many in our group here at Living Well Together, right? Because that's where we're live streaming. But I think that there are more people familiar with the book, The Body Keeps the Score.
Yes, Bessel van der Kolk. Bessel van der Kolk, that book, by the way, I have clients who come in and tell me, I had one client bring her copy in and say, I am reading this because of her trauma
Yeah.
and because it is helping her. It is helping her to understand what scientists and doctors and experts have started to uncover and learn more and more and more and more and more, right? PTSD is no longer considered, oh, the military soldiers, they go out, they're in a war zone, they experience bombs, they experience killing. It's not that way anymore. Everything has changed, and there's so much more new information out there about the body and brain connection and how they work together and how they need, to be supported.
Yeah, so the reason I mentioned it is because if people are familiar with The Body Keeps the Score, either because they've read it or they're reading it, or like they know somebody who's read it, so it's been a part of like, I mean, at this point, and it could just be because I roll with wellness types, so maybe I shouldn't
Right.
be thinking like this is like
Living
standard
well
knowledge,
together. Yeah.
but I think, but I just feel like even like from 5 years ago to now,
Oh,
there are
yeah.
so many more people who are aware of that book and are aware of the concepts that that book is offering us to have an opportunity to learn from. And so people who in this group might be familiar with that, I think could more easily understand your conversation just now about energy cysts that live in our body that need to be identified and released. And one of the things that kind of I made a mental note about when you first mentioned it was the fact that like energy cysts aren't showing up on like x-rays,
No.
right? Or like so like
Yeah.
these are the types of things that people will say they have a pain or they have a like they just feel weird in a certain place, and they might even go to their doctor or their wellness provider and say, I don't feel good here, but the doctor does all the tests and all the scans and all the whatevers, and they can't find anything. And so the doctor's like, you're loony, or if they're being sensitive about it, sorry, we can't find anything, so we can't help you. But what is true is that we have these blockages in our body. Maybe that's not the right word. I'll go back to energy cysts. We have these areas in our body that are looking for release, that are looking for attention, but our current testing, Western medicine information doesn't address those as a part of their normal review of the human body and our wellness overall, right? I think
Right. So, and
but
that's a good thing you said that, actually, because you helped me to remember, yes, so our Western medicine techniques and machines only can take us so far in terms of identifying problems in the body. And yes, I actually have my own personal testimony about talking to the doctor and saying, I have a situation here, and I pointed to a particular spot, had tests done, had conversations, had results, nothing was found, and I still had the problem. And it took somatoemotional release, a session of it, to uncover the problem area specifically, and then it was not just released, it is gone. Like I don't have something going on there. So that is neat, but you were talking about something very interesting because there is so much changing and there's so much information that is happening now that is going to be more I don't know, just more important for people to understand and know, right? Because yeah, we do get into quantum physics and that does kind of trip people up, but it's real, it's true, it's information that's truth. And we can ignore it or we can choose not to learn about it, but inevitably it will catch up to us one way or another. That's why oils, essential oils are so, so important because everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency, and so do essential oils. The Lord told us in the book of Genesis when he made the plants and put them on the earth, he said, it is good. Good is a word in the original language that means the best. So
Mm.
he put the best on the earth for us to sustain us, and he knows how we're made and what we need. So yes, I'm not gonna say I fully understand every aspect of this either, but it is important, and I am looking so please forgive me, I keep looking down. Um, it is important to be informed.
Mhm.
And like you said, Bessel van der Kolk's book is very helpful. He did an amazingly excellent job because he actually went into the history of the pharmaceutical evolution and history concerning PTSD for soldiers and how all those things have just moved and changed. And even people, he shares actual stories in the book that are amazing
Mm.
to hear what some people have experienced, even
Yeah.
during an operation and the car accidents. And so I did this past weekend attend a workshop for supporting individuals with Alzheimer's and dementia
Mhm.
using cranial sacral therapy. And again, as you said, that again, we continue to go back to that idea of even in that, right? They don't even have medicines, they have certain types of medicines they use to help people. They cannot cure it. They still don't fully understand it all. But a lot of cranial sacral work has helped people to slow down and even help deter further deterioration.
Mm.
And they are those testimonies are on or were shared during these two individuals, and it was Michael Morgan and Susan Skurlock who have been doing cranial sacral work for 30 to 40 years.
Mm.
So they are able to see long-term results with clients who have been with them for 10 to 15 years. And I have not been doing it that long, but even in the short time I've been doing it, which has been going into my 7th year here soon, you can
Wow,
see
it's already been
you
that long. That's crazy. Sorry.
Yes, yes, you can see that's right in August. So you can see how the changes and the things that people come back and
Mhm.
say, like even with the mouth work, I've had people report they smell more better, they taste better, breathe better through their nose. So there's just, and it's manual manipulation, manual therapy, it's called, of tissue is important for us to address and they even had a discussion about how to turn, the discussion into prevention rather than,
Mm.
we always have to wait till we experience pain, right? We
Right.
experience pain, we experience problems, we experience difficulties, and then we go, oh, I need to do something rather
Right.
than do the prevention work, which,
Mhm.
in fact, it saves money if you're doing prevention over time rather than waiting until the problem is already, you're in the midst of the problem, right? And then you have to
Absolutely.
scurry, you have to scramble and scurry and get our doctor's appointments and do tests and you think about, you do the math there, it's a lot. And so
Yep.
this is
Foundational wellness is the way to go.
it is exactly the
The
way to go.
symptom
That's
management that
exactly
we've
a
kind of
foundation.
been,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
All the
Symptom,
good stuff we can
old
put
world.
in, that we can use, that we can do, we need to
Yeah.
do to help us to live good quality, right? We want to live and we're living longer more than ever. I mean,
Yeah.
we want to be 60, 70, 80-year olds that can still walk, that can
Yeah.
still even run if we want to, if we want to play with our grandkids and great grandkids. I mean, we want to be able to be mobile.
Right.
So and mobility is so important. And when people lose it, they really regret the
Yeah.
not doing the prevention.
Yep.
Because you do reach a place where it's gone. Like
Yeah.
you sometimes when the structures get to the point of needing surgery,
Mhm.
you are going down, it's a slippery slope, and the whole recovery so much of it is, not, guaranteed
Yeah.
because it doesn't, it doesn't do the same thing for everybody, it's just not that way.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of it is promoted with, well, yeah, this percentage, has helped. Yeah, but and we're thankful for that. Don't get me wrong. And surgery is important and it does need have its place and we're glad we have it. So we're not
Mhm.
saying no surgery, but let's try to, do something to not have it in the first place. That's all.
I mean,
That's
I
what
think we can all agree that surgery is an invasive process, right? And
oh,
the
huge.
complications that arise. And if we can
Exactly.
get away with not having it because we have foundational wellness practices in place and this like preventative wellness in place, I
Exactly.
think that we would all, I think that's an easy,
Oh yeah, it's such a better way of life and living and much
yeah,
more joy, right? It's peaceful, joyful.
yeah,
It's all the things, right?
all the good things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so energy cysts, somatoemotional release. I mean, I think we talked about the book. I went ahead and dropped a link in our chat area with a link to the book. That way, if people are curious, they can um read it, get it, read reviews, whatever. I'd love to dig more into your continuing ed experience, maybe in another chat, if you're open to that, just like some of the things you learned, or maybe like a top 5 of your takeaways from that continuing ed. I think that we would
Right.
all probably enjoy hearing what you learned. Um, I'm good. You good? You feel
Okay, yes.
satisfied with this chat?
This was a good chat.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We're in a place of trying to figure out what's next. I think that we enjoy having these chats, and of course, it gives us an opportunity again to review information and express information, and just kind of learn from our expression on how maybe we could be more efficient in the future. But we also have to figure out time and alignment. So I will keep you posted by making a little announcement like I did last week of when you can expect our next CST chat. Mom, thank you so much for your time. And again, everybody, we love you so much. And we're hoping that you find an experience of wellness that keeps you grounded and healthy and happy, right? And well.
Yes.
Y'all take care.
Bye.